I'm Mrs. Thompson and welcome to Art Introduction. You will be getting a portfolio that includes all of the papers and supplies you're going to need for the class. The portfolio is going to look like this. Be cautious with the Velcro. This little tab of Velcro is easy to come off. So just whenever you lift up the lid, just kind of hold on to it so it doesn't rip off. But inside that portfolio is going to be all of the materials and papers you're going to use for the entire quarter. So you'll get an 18-inch ruler or maybe a 12-inch ruler depending which portfolio you get. If you get one of these, please do not wiggle it back and forth. It tends to bend the ruler and then it doesn't lie straight anymore. In the Ziploc bag, you'll have pencils, 4 brushes, 2 different types of erasers, a kneaded eraser and a Statler eraser. The kneaded eraser is the one that looks like a gray, like dirty Play-Doh ball. You get a watercolor palette and then ink pens. You also have a folder full of papers. These papers are labeled to let you know what they're used for. So whenever I am giving you an assignment, I'm going to say, okay, use one of your drawing technique papers, and then just go through all the papers until you find the one with the labeled drawing technique paper. There's also a bunch of printed out worksheets. So one of the first assignments you're going to have to complete is this creative circle worksheet. So that's where you're going to find it, is in this colored folder. In the front though, there are a couple of things that I want to talk about. One, this is a letter for you and your parents to read over. On the back, it states my expectations for the course, which I'm going to talk about next. But you and your guardian and parent have to sign this and submit it into the assignment on Schoology. There's also a material contract for you and your parent or guardian to sign. For this, it just states that all of the materials that I'm giving you in the Ziploc bag, as well as this brown portfolio, have to be returned in the same condition that it's been given to you. If anything is missing or damaged, you guys will be monetarily responsible for replacing it. The last thing that I'm providing for you is a day-by-day agenda calendar for the entire quarter. So if we would ever go to red, or if you're having technology issues at home, you can look at what we're doing and know exactly what's going to be expected of you that day. Now, things may change off of this, but most likely it's going to stay the same. So if you want to look ahead just to know what we're going to be doing each day, feel free. But this is more of an organizational tool for me and an informational tool for you. So let's now learn about my expectations for the class. My rules and expectations for the class are as follows. You have to check the Schoology updates and material folder every school day. I will always have something posted and I will always have something for you to do. So you have to read what you have to do in the update section and then go to the material folder that matches the day listed in the update section to complete the assignments in order. Deadlines are going to be given for every assignment, quiz, and project. Any late submissions will result with a zero. If you need an extension, I am more than willing to provide you one if you communicate with me ahead of time. The best form of communication is through messages on Schoology. If you submit an assignment late, you have to message me on Schoology to notify me which specific assignments you've submitted in late. Only after receiving a message from you will I then go back and grade the late assignment. I do get notified on Schoology when students submit late assignments, but that has been faulty for teachers. So I don't look at that. I only look at the messages I receive on Schoology if you've turned something in late. If you need an extension on a project, you are more than willing to ask for that. And most of the time, I always say yes. So you have to communicate with me about, things that you need, extensions that you require, or if you've submitted in late assignments, you have to let me know that you've submitted them in late so I can go back and give you a grade. If you don't do that, you're not going to be given a grade for it. The demonstration videos that I post on Schoology, you have to watch them void of any distraction. So don't have it be something that you're playing in the background while you're doing something else. You need to give it your full focus. I think my longest video that you guys have to watch is 15 minutes long. That's not a long time that I'm asking for you guys to sit down and pay attention. This is your education, so you need to take control of it and give yourself the discipline to really pay attention to the videos that I've made for you. And if anything is unclear from those videos, please contact me so I can clarify them for you. For my policies, the materials is a very important thing that we have to take care of. But first, you need to pick up your materials at school either today or no later than tomorrow so you don't start falling behind. Sign the material contract and the expectation form that is in that portfolio. And care for the materials. Do not lose them. Keep them in the Ziploc bag, or maybe buy one of those pencil cases that you can keep your materials in and supplies so you don't lose anything. You are required to return all of the materials I've given you at the end of the quarter. And if there's any materials that are missing or damaged, you will have to monetarily replace them. I grade based on your effort and your desire to learn. And I do this by looking at the improvement I see in the work. So before a main project, we do a bunch of technique exercises that monitor your progression of how well you're adopting the techniques I'm teaching you. If you're just doing it just to get it done and you're not really trying, that's going to be evident in the work, and then your grade will reflect that. If it shows that, wow, you're really spending a lot of time on every technique, you're asking me questions on how to improve, then I'm going to see that improvement and you're going to do fine in the class. So really, you just have to do the work, pay attention to the videos so you're doing the work correctly, and you're going to do great. Our 3 projects that we're going to be making is a Zentangle drawing, a watercolor landscape, and then a shaded layer drawing where we're applying these different types of drawing techniques. So let's talk about Schoology and how to use Schoology every single day. When you go to Schoology, you're going to be directed to the update page. Below, you'll see like a whole list of updates for the day, and this is the daily agenda that you have to read. You need to read this through thoroughly, because in certain videos that you're going to be watching, the information may be different than what you have to do. Like there's a couple videos where I'm telling you to use a certain size paper, but I gave you a different size paper that I'd like you to use. So you need to make sure that you're reading through all of this, the whole entire update, so you know exactly what you have to do. I'm also going to be putting it as an announcement. So after you read this, like today, you have to watch the introduction or intro video, which you're doing right now. Then you have to go to this Padlet link below and review my example on Padlet, then add your own response. So you have to do the following. You have to log into Padlet or create your own account. This is the most important thing. Put your name at the top of the lesson, the little thing that you're going to be adding in on Padlet. Make sure your name is there next to the title. Otherwise, you'll be listed as anonymous, and I won't know who wrote what, and then you won't get points. You can visit the Padlet link that I've provided for you. Then you can create an account or log in. And then in the Padlet, tell me your hopes and fears for the class. So write down your greatest hope for the class and then your greatest fear. I also want you to start working on the Creative Circle handout, which is due tomorrow, Friday, October 30th. This handout will be in the portfolio you will get when you come to school. This is an introductory drawing activity that will show me the amazing skills and creativity you possess. So think outside the box when completing this assignment and use any drawing material you desire. On the back of the worksheet are examples other students have done, but you are not allowed to copy any circle drawings shown in these references, so be original. Take a picture of the completed worksheet and turn into the assignment labeled Creative Circle Assignment. This handout is in your colored folder in your portfolio. Then by tomorrow, you and your parent and guardian must also sign the material contract and expectation form and submit it to the assignment material contract and expectation form by the end of the day tomorrow. And if you're a cyber student, you have to pick up your portfolio and supplies from the high school either today or tomorrow at the latest. So after you would read through like the daily announcement and agenda, then you would go to the material page and go to the day that we're on. So we're in day 1, Thursday, October 29th. So then find the week 1, day 1 folder. And in that folder, there's all of the things that you're going to need to complete. Now you notice that the Creative Circle handout and the expectation form assignment are not there. That's because that's due tomorrow in the Friday folder. So that's where you're going to find those assignments. So make sure you get that stuff done, get the Padlet done today, begin working on the Creative Circle handout, and have your parents sign the forms. And once you get done with those, you can submit it into the folder for tomorrow. If you have any questions on anything throughout the quarter, always message me on Schoology. That's the best form of communication for me, and I receive that the fastest than any other. So make sure you do the work every day. If you don't, then you're going to fall behind and it's going to be really hard to catch up. So be diligent, make a plan, and get the work done.